Now we'll move on to wall sheeting. So we're going to use this as it's representing a wall. It's done a little bit different than the floor sheeting or the roof sheeting. So I'm going to have you guys, there's some OSB right back there leaning up. So you're going to have to grab a sheet of that. Don't knock that metal over on yourself, that'll cut you. Okay, we got one guy moving, the other guy's not.
Where do you want this at?
Okay, on the thing, on the framework. Why?
Teamwork.
We love slivers.
What's gonna work?
Especially these OSB ones, they sting. I think it's the glue and stuff that's in there. Okay, so we're gonna apply sheeting to the wall. This is ran perpendicular right now, but that's not what we want. We want our sheeting the 8-foot way running parallel with the studs. The reason for that, if you had a seam there, you don't have a tongue and groove to seal that up. You would have a crack all the way along your wall where air could filtrate in. So, kind of the same process, except for you're running it parallel with your framework. Where do you start fastening it? There you go. Somebody that hasn't been running screws, do it. Somebody different. Okay, so we're over here, Austin, right?
Yeah.
Right on this corner?
Yeah, I can see it. Perfectly.
Okay, so
Get in the camera and do it. Let's go. Don't face your butt.
is that right?
Huh?
Is it right?
It's all right.
This corner. What's got to line up? Now, if you kick the wall itself, what are you going to do to the wall? Knock it out of square?
Yeah.
You don't want to do that. You got to slide the sheeting. Of course, we left it where it was, so it should still be square. But same process for the wall. You check those diagonals before you start fastening. You get it square.
Am I running this way then?
You are, but you got to work right along here. You can't go way out there and fasten.
yeah.
You got to work your way along.
One split and it's lifting up.
To go in?
And I lifted it. Hold on one second.
Oh, you probably got right on top of one of the nails.
Yeah. What's gonna work? Teamwork. Go, Melissa. Let's put next
Does that cord keep messing with you?
Yeah.
Oh, that's because Austin keeps pulling it.
Melissa's not doing nothing.
She's trying to straighten her belt out. She screwed the first one off, so
She's getting,
she knows the process.
she's getting a two. You're getting a two for today.
I can't believe you guys haven't snapped any of them yet. Okay, so your next step would be up this way. Okay, now you're working with something a little bit longer now. See how you're good here? Are you pretty good on that end?
Yeah.
I see, look how this is sticking over though. You got to work your way right up this. So you got to pull that sheeting out this way until this lines up. Or somebody would have to push this stud and bow it in. Right. But you can't just fasten it where it lays. If you don't fasten that stuff, walls will not come together right if you don't line that stuff up. So, yeah, you got to go, realistically, it should be every 6 inches, right? 6 to 8 inches. But I'm going to only have you fasten it at a foot. But you need, this would be your next one. And then move here, then here.
Put my foot on it when I do it.
Yeah, you got to force that to go where it's supposed to be. If that isn't right, it's going to pull the wall out of square, or your end's going to be crooked. Then when the next wall butts to it, it's not going to be right. You can never get that drawn together.
So, did you see a nice car that came in? It came from Washington College. It came in. It was like a speed car. Fender in the back of it.
Can this phone pick up sound, or is it just through the microphone?
It will, but not as good. Not as good. Okay, remember what I talked about my videos and messing around? I cannot do any editing on these. So,
I didn't say anything appropriate. I said
I
hi.
know, I know.
It's American greetings. You want a burger? He's gonna hate me by the end of the year.
Yeah.
No, that was failure.
This guy's cool.
We needed to move this
I am.
down before we screwed that the bottom one in.
Okay,
Your management dude.
so